Hi there, it's Leslie, and welcome to another Core Companion series. This one is functional Pilates and myths and misunderstandings of Pilates. And when we think of Joseph Pilates and who he worked with primarily dancers. And dancers have acute body awareness. They also have amazing posture, and much of what they do, 90%, is vertical. And I think in his mind, maybe back in the day, that's why there was a lot of flexion exercises in opposition of extension. We are in exactly the opposite in today's society, that we spend so much time in flexion, driving, cell phones, computers, etc. So looking at the Pilates 100, for example, as an exercise of laying on your back and doing this. I personally don't teach that exercise, won't teach that exercise, because we live in flexion. And with that being said, with a head being forward and you're doing this motion here, all we're really doing is shortening up the neck. If we feel like 100, which is a classic exercise, needs to be done, we can do it vertically. And taking some of the classic exercises that Pilates taught and saying, how do we tweak it for today's society, can be done. We're still embracing the principles of alignment and breath and control and precision, etc., but taking the body in a different position. Like Pilates never talked about fascia and really about posture. And again, cell phones didn't exist back then. We live in such a, majority of people with forward head leans. Why am I going to lay you on the floor and do more flexion when you need extension and you need rotation? So for example, even without equipment today, taking your palms and facing them forward, all right, and you're in an upright position, all right, and by bringing the shoulders into extension, what do you feel immediately engage? Your triceps. And now by simply lifting your arms against gravity, you're going to feel your triceps engage. But if you have your arms out in front of you and start flapping your arms like this, how much is your triceps actually being activated? And this in Pilates is supposedly, quote unquote, working your triceps. Well, your triceps don't engage until your shoulders are in extension. Same holds true with this exercise, salute. If you feel your tricep and you're doing this motion here, even though you're going into elbow extension, you're in shoulder flexion. Triceps aren't working a whole lot. If you really want to tone and strengthen the back of the arms, you have to think of, well, what position do they actually function in? So if I want to get more shoulder extension, then I need to be in more spine extension. How am I going to get that? So as I go into hip flexion, I'm in neutral spine. So I'm not tucking, I'm not driving my knees over my toes. By bringing my arms behind me and now lifting against gravity, even without weights, even without any other equipment, I'm going to start to feel my triceps turn on. And if I really work on mentally going, all right, I want to feel the back of my arms. Like I could be here flapping my arms and not feeling anything. Or I can really think of the word concentration and concentrate on feeling the movement that I'm trying to achieve. Now, on a springboard, a Pilates springboard, or I could use tubing, something like that as well. But by bringing my arms, again, posterior behind me, and now working here, and again, I'm still in a good alignment of my spine. And as I start to press back, I'm really going to start to feel the back of my arms engage. So once again, having neutral, so I'm not in this flexed position, I'm in an extended position. My hamstrings and glutes are really starting to say, I feel something happen, which by the way, you're not going to get laying on your back. And by bringing my arms behind me, I now, and I can add in elbow flexion and extension here and work into my arms, that works really nicely as well. So we have to ask ourselves, can, excuse me, take a classic move and change it? Yes, you can.